So you're thinking about raising chickens, or are you a new chicken tender? So this video is going to tell you all the basic things that you need to know to successfully raise your own chicks. So I've been raising chickens since 2021. In 2021, I had a hysterectomy and I was out of work for I was on FMLA for about 8 weeks. So then during that time, I decided to go ahead and pursue getting me some baby chicks. At that time, before I had my surgery, I had already built a chicken coop with my dad and my son. I had a Brooder Box that we made with a tub, and I was ready to have my chicks before I even had my surgery. So when I got my chicks, I did some research, and I wanted some heavy egg layers. I wanted chicks for not meat at the time. I wanted them just to lay eggs, and also just to be around the homestead to just bring some little light, joy, and happiness, and it gave me something to do. I'm the type of person that I love to keep myself busy doing things that are simple and bring joy to me and my family. So I end up getting the golden sex links, which those breeds, they lay about 350 eggs per year per hen. Those chicks, they were very friendly. That was something that was important to me, to get chicks that were friendly, that would not hurt me or my family. And the way they look mattered too. And the golden sex links are beautiful brown feathered chicks. They lay brown eggs. The chicks I have now, I have the not golden sex links, the amber links, and the lavender orpington, and I have some barred rock, some Plymouth Rock barred rock chicks. So before I get into my chickens, you see they're back there in their coop. I do let them free range. They get some time out, and they're able to forage for bugs. They're able to roam, and just they say happy chickens lay lots of eggs. So I was able to have the honor of trying a new chicken treat for my girls. I just love spoiling my girls, giving them treats so that way they can have strong eggshells, so they can have nice shiny wings, healthy wings, and just be healthy, happy chicks, because my family is consuming their eggs. So it's important that I keep them in a clean environment, and it's important what I feed them. Chickens, they pretty much almost will eat anything that you give them. My girls, they are a little spoiled. Sometimes they won't eat everything that you give them, but if you leave it out there long enough, they will eat it. So when I'm feeding my chicks, I don't feed them just scraps from the kitchen. I feed them a healthy protein feed. I follow the directions as far as if they're baby chicks, they are on a medicated feed for the first couple of weeks. I would usually I do a medicated feed for 6 weeks, and then after the 6 weeks, I go to a non-medicated feed. And then they'll stay on that feed until they lay their first egg, and then I would do a egg layer feed, and that's good for healthy shells. Make sure they get all the calcium and the things they need to be healthy hens. I also like to give them treats. Like I said, they forage for bugs, and I like to buy them treats so that way they can just be happy and they can continue to lay the happy eggs that we love enjoying. So I was telling you guys that GrubTerra, they sent me some chicken treats for my hens, for my girls. And what I like about this company is that their treats are farm raised in a farm in Mexico, and that it is plant based. So I love that. I don't give my chickens any type of beef from the kitchen. Of course, I don't feed them chicken because they are chickens. When they get meat, they get it from the chicken treats, or they get it from foraging for bugs. And I'm just simply at an age now to where I really like to get a bang for my buck. I like to get more than what my money is worth. I like to get the product that I'm buying, and also if the company stands for something, or if it's something beneficial, whether it's for my chicks, whether it's for something personal with me or my family, that makes me feel good about my money when I'm spending it, because we all work hard for our money, and it's like, there's a million companies out there. Why choose this company over that company? So with GrubTerra, is that every pound of soldier flies from GrubTerra is 20 pounds of food waste from landfills. That is amazing. I mean, my chickens love the treats, and then they're saving you on the food costs and the food waste. Man, with being a homesteader, the whole reason I want to be a homesteader that I am a homesteader, is because I want to live self-sufficient. I want to be able to minimize the cost on things. And I just love that this company is plant-based and also helps out in the environment with the food waste. So that was like a win for me. So when I know something like that, that really makes me into the product even more. Check out this black soldier fly. It is thick, it looks meaty, and my chicks love it. Compared to the mealworms are kind of thin and spaghetti-like, and with this, it's more thicker, so I really like that. So yeah, when it comes to just giving my chicks something, I'm going to get the best quality feed, the best quality treats. So, you want to raise chickens. Have you decided the breed? Have you decided where you're going to keep your chickens? They need shelter. Have you decided on, are you going to be like maybe 4 chicks? They do have a thing called chicken math. And chicken math, oh my gosh. So when I first heard about chicken math, I was like, it's not going to happen to me. I'm going to get 4 chickens and I'm going to be fine with that. Actually, I was going to get 3. So that's how the chicken math snuck up on me. I was going to get 3. At the time at Tractor Supply, you could just get however many chickens you want. Now they have a rule in most Tractor Supplies, you have to get 4 now. But I got 3. It wasn't the breed that I wanted when I first went, so I ended up going back the second day, and they had the breed I wanted. So then I wanted to exchange the chicks, but they don't do that. So I end up gifting the chicks to like the manager, and then I bought the ones that I wanted and ended up coming home with the 4th one the second day. So chicken math snuck up on me, and I didn't even know it, because at first I had 3, and then I turned around and came back the second day with 4. So I didn't even realize till right now, making this video, that chicken math happened to me early on. So years later, I end up getting this breed right here. What happened to my first set of chicks is that I end up moving, and I thought I didn't want to be a chicken keeper anymore, because they were pooping everywhere. That's some of the unglorious parts that you may hear or you may not hear people talk about. And they were pooping all over my patio furniture. They messed up my gardens, and I just kind of got burnt out at that moment. When I gave my chicks to a nice farm who was going to raise them just for eggs, I end up, going without chicks for a few months, and I couldn't keep my mind off of having chicks. I missed my girls so bad when I gave them away, and it was like a big regret. It was a big regret. I started seeing people chicks on social media, and long story short, I really miss having my girls. So last year I ended up getting more chicks, and then I became a chicken keeper again. So, and to date, I have 7. I would have had 8, but, I don't like bringing it up all the time, but, I've been telling you guys that, last year, Bluebell, she was unalived by my neighbor's dog. And now I have 7. I would have had 8. So that's my chicken mouth right there. I am now the proud chicken owner of 7 chicks. So once you just get there, you don't want to buy the chicks before you have somewhere for them to live. You don't have to go out and buy these fancy brooder boxes. Like I said, most of us will use a tub, and we would get some pine bedding, get you a waterer, get you a feeder, and that's simply what you need just to get started. That's going to keep you good for 6 weeks because they have to stay indoors in a garage or somewhere in your house, safe from the weather because they're young. They have to be warm. I recommend you getting a heat lamp, like a heat plate. Don't get those heat lamps. I don't recommend them because there's so many stories of them burning houses down. They're falling if they're not on good. When I first became a chicken tender, I got one and I immediately took it back once I really seen all the feedback of people saying how it done took whole barns down, even people's houses. So, and some people get them and they don't have any trouble. They secure them well. Just me personally, I decided that was a route I didn't want to go to. So I didn't get those, the heat lights. I ended up getting a heat lamp. It's something that they'll go under like a mother hen and it keeps them warm. You can bring it up different levels as they get bigger and as they need less heat. I live in Texas, so when they came outside, it was nothing. It was like an easy transition because it's really hot here. So let's recap. You'll need you a brooder box. You'll need you a waterer, a feeder for your feed, and you will need some type of heat source. So once you get those things first before you get your chicks. That way you won't overwhelm yourself. Decide if you want fine pine shavings or if you want the flakes. I like the fine because it's really fluffy, and I think that it's cozier for like your baby chicks. That's that. So after the 6 weeks, because that 6 weeks gonna fly by, make sure you have your coop up. So it's recommended that you just go ahead and do both at the same time. Have your brooder box and have your coop ready before you get the chicks. That way you won't be overwhelmed. Decide if you're going to build it yourself, make it a DIY project, or if you just want to buy one that's made like mine. When I first started off, we made ours. Me, my dad, and my son. I will put a picture up here so you can see. We made ours, and I love that. We call it the Chicks Inn. It did what it's supposed to do at the time. Now, it wasn't stable enough for me to take it with me. If I knew that I was going to end up with chickens again, I don't want to say end up. If I knew I was going to raise chickens again, I probably would have brought it with me, but still ended up getting a metal coop, because those are just really great. I got that one off Amazon, and I got the little brown coop off of Walmart.com. I am about to I'm about to take that brown coop out and put like a metal coop on the side, and like we're going to cut a hole into the run so that way they can have all that space to play. They do get like an hour towards the end of the day, and the reason why I choose the end of the day for them to do the free ranging is because it's easier for them to just go back to the coop on their own. When night falls, the chicks, their instincts is danger, so they just take themselves and they like to roost high so they can feel safe from predators. The type of predators I have where I live would be raccoons, rodents. We do have coyotes here, but I think raccoons would be probably the more and dogs. Dogs would be another type of predator that your chicks would have to worry about. In other places they have deers and everything else they have to worry about. Luckily for me, zone 8B, I don't have too many predators, but I do have them. What else I wanted to share with you? So the fun stuff of having chicks. the names. You know, my chicks' names is Daisy Dukes, Derriere, Dallas, and Bluebell. I still say Bluebell name like she's here. And then my new chicks is Tess, Dixie, and Winnie, and Jolene. Those are my barred rocks. So you get the name of the cool names. I hear people have names like Waffles, Biscuits, and it's so cute. I love. They bring such a vibe to the farm, and I just love coming out here, seeing them roam, seeing them play. They just make us happy here. They're friendly. They see me, they jump up. They know I'm Mama Hen over here. And those girls, they are so spoiled. I love, they just like my little chicken kids. So if this was your sign to get chicks, go ahead and get them. Like I said, they poop a lot. That's the part that you may not like, but they're outdoor animals. So their poop is actually good for your grass. It makes your grass really shiny, really green. You also can compost their poop. You can put it in your compost bin, and then you can use it as a garden fertilizer. Their poop is hot manure, so you want to make sure that you compost it before you use it. That way it won't burn your plants. They, like I said, they bring joy to your farm. Never in a million years I thought I would be a chicken keeper, but I am, and I'm loving it. And when I get on a wider scale to where I get my acre, this 7 chicks may turn into 20. And I'm going to experiment with getting some meat birds. Now those chicks I'm not gonna name because, you know, they're gonna be on a dinner table. I can't say, hey, Jolie. So raising chickens is definitely a labor of love, because cleaning a chicken coop, if you don't like to get your hands dirty, it may be something that you'll have to get used to. It's definitely something you can do. When I first started raising my chickens, you know, I was disgusted by a lot of the cleaning part, but I did it. You know, I put on my gloves and I got busy. Now it's like I'm kind of dull to it. I still practice sanitation. I make sure that I have boots that I wear when I go into the chicken coop. I don't go in there with my regular shoes. And we touch the chick, we practice really good hand washing. You want to, like all things, like when you're fixing your food, when you're touching raw meat, you want to make sure that you're washing your hands. I'm not the chicken keeper that keeps my chicks in the house, you know, when they're hens. They belong outside, in my opinion, because they do poop every 10 minutes. So who's trying to clean it up? Not me. Also, when you're getting your coop, and if you're getting like a run, you want to make sure that it's predator proof by making sure that you have something like some hard wire. You don't want what I have, which is chicken wire. Chicken wire keeps chickens in, but it doesn't keep predators out. So I have this wire that came with my coop, but back there into the brown coop, my baby chicks, they have hard wire. Let me see if I can zoom in so you can see it better. So as you see back there, they have the hard wire. So the hardware wire. So nothing can get in there. Now something can dig underneath and get in there. And I know a lot of my former friends and chicken keepers, they will do something to like where they'll dig up a hole and they'll put the hard wire in that hole, so that way if something do try to tunnel its way into your coop, it'll hit that wire. So, and I'll make sure I post a picture so you guys can see that as well. Some of the pluses of having chickens is that I don't have to buy eggs anymore. Do chickens make you money as far as selling their eggs? With my experience, you know, I don't have a lot of chickens. Mine's pay for themselves as far as food. You know, they can get costly when I'm in the store and I'm buying extra stuff like toys and things like that. But as far as their feed and their treats, I don't pay for it. They pay for themselves because We eat as many eggs as we can, and we sell the rest. When these other girls start laying eggs, I'm going to have so many eggs that my friends and my family, they'll be able to benefit off those farm fresh eggs with chickens that get to roam in free range, and they're fed a healthy diet. So I love the thought to know that what I'm consuming, I know exactly what's in it. I know exactly what, those animals that laid those eggs, are doing on a daily basis. They have clean water, they have a clean environment, and that makes me feel good about what my family is putting into their bodies. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you decide to become a chicken tender like me. If you do, or if you're already a seasoned chicken tender, give us some tips down in the comments. Let us know what type of breed that you have. What's your favorite breed? How many chicks do you have? I know it was so exciting when my chicks lay their first egg. It was just such a happy feeling. I have a tradition to where when my chicks lay their first egg, I like to feed it back to them, because when you feed them cooked, unseasoned eggs, it helps them have strong eggshells, and it also helps increase the egg production. So it's good for them. I don't feed them raw eggs because they will encourage like egg eating behavior. I do collect my eggs daily. That way they don't get crushed, accidentally eaten, because once they taste their eggs, I hear it's kind of challenging to get them to stop. So so far I haven't had that problem. Yeah. Until next time, sunflowers, I hope that you are kind to each other and don't be a stranger.